the last few days, I've been on a course with a chap called Mantak Chia, who's from Thailand, but he learnt Chi Gong and various Taoist practices from a Chinese master. And he's basically spent the last few decades of his life, he's like in his 70s now, but he spent the last few decades of his life basically going around the world and teaching people around the world and in Thailand. So we're going to start today with a few of the practices that I've been learning this week. There are lots more, lots of involving like moving balls of energy around. We're not going to do any of those, but we will do some mobilization and some stuff to kind of like warm up our lymphatic systems. So we'll start today standing up on our mats. Great. So stand up on your mats. Take your hands onto your hips. Have your feet parallel under your hips or a little bit wider than your hips. And then start by rotating your hips. Rotating your hips around slowly. Feeling how that stretches into your sides, your back, your legs. With your knees just a little bent. And then rotate your hips around the other way. Doing a few circles in this new direction. And then come back to the middle, soften your knees. Place your hands on your belly. And take some deep breaths, connecting to your deep breath. Feeling how your belly naturally moves in and out. And in this class today, let's dedicate this practice to our internal organs, because it's easy to think about the outsides of ourselves. It's easy to think firstly of the outside world and get very distracted by that. And then it's easy to be distracted by the outside structures of ourselves and how we look from the outside. But a really interesting question is how do things feel on the inside? So do some circles on your belly with your hands. Just recognizing that in your abdomen, there are lots of different important and wonderful internal organs. And then bring your hands around to the right to connect to where your liver is. Have your knees soft. Like have perhaps one hand on the side, one hand on the front, on the right hand side, sort of where the base of your rib cage is. And breathe into that whole area on the right hand side, the base of your rib cage, where your liver will be. It's a really big organ. Probably as long as your hand, or even longer than your hand. Yeah, longer than your hand, I think. And then bring both hands up to your heart, kind of around your sternum, but a little bit to the left. Connect with your heart, with your breath. If you feel comfortable to do so, you can close your eyes just to help you feel inside. And then let's connect to some organs also on the left-hand side, but a little bit lower down. So you have your stomach on the left-hand side, but then above your stomach, you have your spleen. And then in the middle, you have your pancreas, but they're all kind of fairly high up underneath the diaphragm. So place your hands like on the left-hand side, maybe one at the front, one at the side. Connecting your breath with your stomach, your spleen, your pancreas. Feeling your breath move those areas and connecting to that sense of your organs within. Let's connect to kidneys. If you take your hands behind your back, kind of at the back lower part of your rib cage, give that area a bit of a rub. And breathe into your lower back rib cage and connect to your kidneys, however your kidneys feel. Feeling for sending your breath to your lower back ribs and your kidneys. Okay, now your lungs. Rest your hands on anywhere on your rib cage or your chest. And take some huge breaths, feeling your lungs expand on both sides. Great. Let's keep breathing in a way that feels like it moves and revitalizes our internal organs. Let's do a bit more joint movements. Bring your feet together, bend your knees and have your hands on your knees. And then do some circles with your knees. Let's go 9 times around in one direction. And then change direction, the direction that you're circling your knees. Great. Now stand up. Have your feet hip distance apart again. Hands on your hips. Now I want you to connect to your tailbone, like the tiny pointy bone, your coccyx, sort of like somewhere just above your anus. And what you'll do is you'll circle your tailbone. So it's a much smaller movement than the circling we were doing before. But you're drawing a little circle with your tailbone. Do that slowly so you can get as much articulation in that movement as possible, with your knees a bit soft. I can hear peacocks. There's some peacocks here. And then reverse the direction of your circles. You probably can't hear the peacock sound on Zoom. I can't see them though. So drawing little circles with your tailbone, allowing the whole pelvis to be involved with that movement, but you're not like moving your shoulders, you're not moving your feet. It's like the hips that are circling because you're circling your tailbone. Great. The next movement we'll do has a visualization that goes with it, where on inhale, you'll breathe golden light into your spine and your skull. On exhale, you're breathing out some gray smog. You're breathing out anything you want to let go of, any tension, any emotional debris, any stress, anything that the day churned up. You're exhaling that on exhale with a cloud of gray smog. So knees a bit bent. I'm actually going to show you this aside because there's a little bit of a forward bend and back bend movement to this. So knees a little bit bent. And then watch what I'm doing with my arms as well. So inhale, slightly arch your back. So lift your chest, take your arms out to the side, look up a bit, not taking your head all the way back, just kind of looking up about 45 degrees. Tailbone sticks back. Exhale, round your back. Tailbone tucks down, back rounds, head comes forward. So on inhale, you're breathing in the golden light, tailbone goes back, slight back bend, looking up, squeeze your shoulder blades together. Exhale, tailbone down, round your back, widen your shoulder blades. Exhaling gray smog. So inhaling golden light, mini back bend, just as far as feels comfortable. Exhale, rounding your back, mini forward bend, exhaling gray smog. Great, let's do a few more of these, nice and slowly. Letting the golden light fill up your spine and your skull. Knees are a little bent. Okay, finish off with that and give everything a shake. Like shake your legs, your arms, your head, your hips, your shoulders. Great. Let's do a few things now to help the circulation, both the venous return, the kind of blood coming back to the heart, and also to help move lymph as well. So this first one is basically coming up onto the toes. I'll show you from the side. Let's do the legs first. Inhale up onto your toes. Exhale, heels drop down. So inhale up onto your toes. Exhale, heels drop down. Let's do 9 of those. Great. And then I want to add on a movement of the arms as well. So as you inhale and come up onto your toes, you're also going to take your arms forwards. Exhale, drop everything down. So only taking your arms as far as feels comfortable. Inhale, lifting up. Exhale, lowering down. You can slightly sort of drop down onto your heels. Great. Give everything a shake. So that one was quite useful for sort of moving the arms and moving all the lymph nodes around the armpits. Another one that's quite useful for getting the lymph to move is if you lift up one arm And then take the other hand and I'm going to do it this side because my microphone's the other side. And then tap, kind of like tapping or slapping into my armpit. Kind of quite as vigorously as feels comfortable. So you kind of moderately slapping your own armpit. And then do the other side. This is all about kind of moving the lymph around the places where you tend to fold up. So normally our arms are down and the armpits are kind of folded up. But we're getting them to sort of get a bit of movement here. So armpits are one of the folds. You've also got folds in the elbows. So kind of same thing inside of your elbow. And same thing on the other side. And then you've also got folds here, like at the groin. So sort of in the creases of the groin, tapping your hands. And then the other place is the back of your knees. You can almost have your hand like in a cup to do this. Okay, great. And then stand up in mountain pose. Finding your balance upright. With your breath soft and deep. Just tuning into your internal organs. Feeling into your liver, your heart, spleen, stomach, pancreas, kidneys, and your lungs. Keeping your breath deep. Let's do a bit more awakening for our core in this middle area. Let's do some abdominal type stuff working on the back. So if you make your way down onto your mat, let's do cat exercise. Let's do a few cat exercises first. So lying down on your back with your knees bent, head on the floor, arms resting comfortably. We'll do cat exercise 1. So if you've never done this before, this focuses on your lumbar spine. On your inhale, you increase the curve of your lumbar spine, of your lower back. When you exhale, you relax your lower back. And as you do that, your lower back will naturally drop, but you're not pushing it down. It's more of a release. So inhale, increase the curve in your lower back. Hips and shoulders stay on the floor. Exhale, soften and relax your lower back. Great. Do a few more of those. If you're an advanced yogi, just noticing your internal organs, how you experience this subtle movement through your organs. And releasing tension from your lower back. Last one. And then pause with your hands on your abdomen. feeling the warmth within, the potential within. Now we'll do cat exercise 4. Take your right hand and place your right hand behind your head, so your head is resting in your right hand. Left hand could just be on the floor. The sequence here is to inhale and arch your back, as you did just now, lifting your lumbar away from the floor. Exhale, release your back. Then lift your left foot up, lift your head up, and put your right elbow towards your left knee. Inhale, bring your foot to the floor and your head to the floor really slowly. Exhale, releasing and relaxing. We stay with the same side. Inhale, arch your low back. Exhale, release your lower back. Lift your left foot up, lift your head and right elbow, moving the elbow and knee towards each other. They don't need to touch. Inhale, releasing slowly back down to the floor, slowly and smoothly as you can. Exhaling and pausing. Let's do 3 more rounds on this same side in your own time. Feeling for the potential of release. In the different parts of this movement. After that round, let's change around. So take your left hand behind your head. And now it'll be your right leg, your left shoulder, elbow, and head moving. Inhale, arch back. Exhale, soften your back, release your back. Lift your head, lift your right leg. Left elbow moving towards the right knee. Inhale, head and foot come slowly down. Exhale, releasing. 4 more on this side. After that round, resting your head on the floor, resting your hands on your abdomen. Continuing to connect internally with your organs. Come on. Come on. Softening internally, letting go of any tension that you noticed in this area. Perhaps breathing any tension out as gray smog. roll onto one side and sit upright. Let's do the cat exercise 8, which is kind of twist. I don't know if you can see my legs above the grass, but I've got one leg in front of me and bent. Let's say do this with your left leg in front, and then my right leg is bent to the side like that. You might find you need to sit up on a block or a cushion here, or if that doesn't feel comfortable in either leg, you could straighten out either one of them. Okay. And then we'll twist this side. Let's just cross our hands over our chest like that. Inhale, sit up tall. Exhale, twist to your left. Also twist your head around. Also look around with your eyes. Exhale, come back to the middle. So if you can get your rib cage to move, and if your rib cage feels really stuck, try lifting your hips up a bit onto a cushion or something. Inhale, rotate your, sorry, let's do this on exhale. Exhale, rotate your ribs, your head, looking around. Inhale back to the center. And again. And then reverse that movement. So as your shoulders go to the left, turn your head to the right. And then as your shoulders go to the right, turn your head to the left. Reversing what your shoulders and head are doing. So shoulders go left, head goes right. Shoulders go right, head goes left. Just playing with that movement now. Noticing for this movement, this brings to your belly, to your abdomen, to your organs. Okay, now bring your hands down on the left-hand side. Bring your hands onto your legs or the floor, whatever makes sense. Then inhale, lift your chest, lift your chin a little, look up. Exhale, round your back, look down. Let your head come forwards. So inhale, chest up, chin up, looking up. Exhale, looking down, head down, rounding your back. One more like that. And then reverse what your eyes and head are doing. So as your head comes up, look down with your eyes. As your head moves down, look up with your eyes. So head up, eyes down, head down, eyes up. Okay, then bring everything so it's level, untwist, and change your legs over. Change your legs around the other way. So you might have your right in front, left bent around to the side, or if you need to do something different, that's totally fine. Cross your arms over the weird way. Next time you exhale, rotate around to your right. Inhale back to the middle. Maybe bringing your head and your eyes into this movement. Great. Then reverse what your head and shoulders are doing. So as your shoulders go right, look left with your head. As your shoulders go left, look to the right with your head. Great. Now bring everything around to the right. Bring your hands onto your leg or onto the floor. Inhale, lift with your torso twisted around to the right. Inhale, lift your chest up. Lift your chin, look up. Only going as far as feels comfortable. Exhale, chest down, head down, eyes down. Do a couple more like that. And then reverse what your head and eyes are doing. So as your head moves down, look up with your eyes. And then as your head moves up, look down with your eyes. Okay, then bring everything back to being level. Turn back to the front. And now either sit cross-legged or sit any way that feels comfortable. And we'll do some like bellows breathing. This is a slight variation on what we've done in the past with Kapalabhati, in that it's a sort of fairly fast breath where you're pumping your abdomen, but in this one you can have a little bit of engagement on the inhale as well as the exhale. So place your hands on your belly, kind of fingertips around your belly button. You're going to inhale, belly moves out. Exhale, belly moves in. Inhale, belly out. Exhale, belly in. And then keep breathing like that quite fast. So in, out, in, out. Few more. Shoulders and chest are relaxed. It's just the belly that's moving. Let's do another 9. Great. And then take some slow breath. But inhale, arms come up. Exhale, hands soften down. Inhale, arms up. Exhale, hands float down. One more. Okay, let's do a weird thing now, and we're going to reverse it and do it the way around that we don't normally do it. So now, what you'll do is on your inhale, your belly's pulling in. On your exhale, your belly's relaxing. This is reverse breathing. This is the opposite way round of natural breathing. So you're not doing this to get into a habit of it. You're just doing this to explore a different pattern of breathing and to explore what the different physiological effects are. So I'm going to repeat that. It's inhale, belly in, exhale, belly out. Inhale, belly in, exhale, belly out. Let's do a few more of those. Continue. Again, doing this with your shoulders relaxed, chest relaxed. It's just the belly moving. Inhale, belly in, exhale, belly out. Nine more. Great. Inhale, arms out to the side. This time on exhale, make a hissing sound. As you float your hands back down to your belly. Inhale, arms out. Hiss. Hands float back down to your belly. One more. Then place your hands on your belly. Take some easy breaths. Tuning into your organs and the aliveness of your organs. Noticing how that area feels, any sensations you feel, any energies or vibrations that you feel. In and around any of your organs. Okay, now come onto your hands and knees to do downward facing dog. So press all 10 fingers strongly into the floor, tuck your toes under. Inhale and widen your shoulder blades. Exhale, lift your knees up, stretch your hips back, coming into downward dog. Let your neck relax and feel for a good connection to the ground through your hands and feet. Pressing down into your inner hands, inner feet. Stay here for another 3 breaths, and after that, come into child's pose. In child's pose, connect your breath with your internal organs as much as you can. And then bring your hands underneath your shoulders. Lift up to sitting, and then come and stand up. Let's do a few sun salutations. And anything you need to modify about these sun salutations, give yourself permission to do that. You could do a version with a chair, for instance, where you don't bring your knees down to the floor. Or if you can't bring your knees down, if it doesn't feel good to bring your knees down to the floor, do a version with your knees up. Or you could just do whatever part of it feels okay for you today. Stand at one of the short ends of your mat. Bring your hands into prayer position. Notice your internal organs. Take your hips back just a little bit, so you feel your weight more in your heels. Soften your knees. Okay, inhale, take your arms forwards. Exhale into a forward bend. Lunge. Inhale, step your left leg back. Knee comes to the floor. Arms reach up. Let's stay here for a few breaths. Press down through your points of contact with the floor. So you're creating support for yourself through doing that. Then bring your hands down to the floor. Inhale, step your right foot back into plank with your knees up or knees down. Exhale, lower your knees to the floor and then come forwards and down onto your belly. Inhale up into cobra. Exhale into downward facing dog. Lunge. Inhale, left foot forward, right knee down. Arms up. Exhale, press down into your left foot, into your right shin. Feeling the support of the earth. Slightly lift your rib cage up so there's space for your organs. Okay, exhale, lower your hands. Step your right foot forward into forward bend. Inhale, stand all the way up. Arms come forwards. Exhale, hands into prayer position. Great. Let's do another round. Inhale, arms forwards. Exhale, forward bend. Inhale, lunge, right leg back, knee to the floor, arms come forwards. Plank. Exhale, lower your hands down, step your left foot back. Inhale in plank, shoulders over your wrists. Exhale, lowering down onto your belly. Inhale, cobra. Exhale, downward dog. Lunge. Inhale, step your right foot forwards, bring your left knee down, reach your arms up. Exhale, hands down, left foot steps forwards into a forward bend. Inhale and stand all the way up, reach your arms forward. Exhale, hands come into prayer position. Staying steady here. Connecting with your organs. And the support of your legs and feet. Slightly soften your knees, take your hips back a little so your weight's a bit more in your heels. Okay, let's do a little bit of twisting. So feet about hip width apart, knees soft, and then kind of keeping your feet and your knees static and not moving your hips so much. If you just move your upper body, just moving your rib cage. So I'm trying not to move my hips. I'm just moving my ribs, my shoulders, so my lower back gets a bit of a twist. Letting the arms spiral around. And then you can do this fun thing if you want, where you tap your kidneys. You can make your hands into soft fists. And then tap your kidneys from behind. You're gently sort of waking up and massaging and tapping your kidneys. Arms are quite floppy though. Shoulders quite relaxed. Shoulders really relaxed. You can do this with your hips, but I don't want you to do that. I want you to keep your hips fairly static, because then you're getting the twist in your lower back. Oh wow, we've got some clouds now. It is a little bit colder, but it's not too bad. Okay. Then take your feet a little bit wider. Let's do one more thing. It's kind of like, start your hands here. And then what you'll do is you'll inhale, take your right hand out, come up onto your left toes. So you're looking out over your right hand. It's a bit like you're an archer here. Your other hand, your left hand is like pulling a bow. Exhale, come back to the middle foot, come to the floor. Inhale, reach your left hand out to the side. Come up onto the toes of your right foot, rotating your torso so you're looking towards the straight arm. Other hand is like pulling a bow. Exhale, come back to the middle. Do that 2 more times to either side. Great. And then make your way down onto the mat. Check how much time we've got left. Oh, we've still got 12 minutes. Make your way down onto the mat. Come into a seated position. And make sure you're comfortable. So if you would be more comfortable with your back resting against a wall, or sitting up on something, anything like that, just get yourself into a comfortable seated position. Spine upright. Shoulders relaxed. And let's work with some triangle breathing. So inhale for as long as is interesting. Hold for as long as is interesting. Exhale for as long as is interesting. Doing that at your own pace, but extending the inhale, the hold, and the exhale. Continuing with triangle breath. Notice your internal organs in this. How your internal organs respond to the slight change in pressure. Now let's add something into this practice. As you inhale, I want you to pull your pelvic floor up lightly. As you hold, continue to hold your pelvic floor. And then as you exhale, relax your pelvic floor. So adding this into the triangle breath, engaging your pelvic and lifting your pelvic floor lightly on inhale, holding, and then releasing. Continuing to soften in your internal organs, but just bringing this element of your pelvic floor in. One more round. Then let go of this breathing practice. Allow your breath to return to its natural pattern and set yourself up for Shavasana. So however you want to spend the rest of the class, I'm going to talk you through it like a guided meditation. But maybe set yourself up lying down, either with your knees bent or your legs straight, perhaps wrapping yourself in a blanket or putting a cushion underneath your head. Making yourself comfortable in a restful position now. Doing anything that's useful to you to make yourself comfy. And let's come back to connecting to our internal organs again through breath. And this time we're going to bring in a color. So as you inhale, you'll bring that color into whichever internal organ we're connecting to. Breathe in that color of light. And then as you exhale, again, imagine breathing out like gray smog, letting go of any tension in that organ, letting go of any stuck or stored emotion in that organ, letting go of anything else you want to let go of. So first connect to your liver on your right-hand side, base of your rib cage, right-hand side. Inhaling green light into your liver. Exhaling gray smog. Doing that a few times. Green light into your liver. Letting go of anything from that area. And then connect to your heart. So behind your sternum, a little bit on the left. Inhaling red light into your heart. Exhaling gray smog. Then connecting to your spleen, your stomach. Spleen is kind of just above your stomach. Your pancreas, which is kind of in the middle of the front. Inhaling yellow light into all those organs. They're all on the left. Pancreas is kind of more middle. Exhaling gray smog. And then connecting to your kidneys at the back of your rib cage, lower back rib cage. Inhaling blue light into your kidneys. Exhaling gray clouds. Then connecting to your lungs. Inhaling white, brilliant white light into your lungs. Exhaling any smog. And then letting yourself settle into rest for a minute or two. Continuing to release and let go as you rest. If you're doing this practice at home or in your garden, feel free to stay resting for longer in Shavasana if that would feel good. If you need to get up and do something, just start to move and stretch and wake up. Thank you so much for joining me for this practice from Glastonbury. That is actually Glastonbury Tor, like just past my left arm there. So thank you for coming and breathing into your organs and connecting to the power of your organs. I hope to see you for another class soon, as usual. Or if you've never, whether you booked in for a class before or you haven't, the best place to go is inspiratrix.co.uk. And I hope to see you soon.